Hello, IK here. In this video about my goals in this playlist. From beginner to expert, helping HTML, CSS developers master React. I titled this channel for beginners when I knew nothing about React. Now, after 2 years of publishing, I wonder who this beginner is. It's an HTML CSS developer who doesn't know how to program and now needs that knowledge. I keep the work interesting so that anyone who wants to achieve top competency in React finds this channel useful. Thank you for reading this. Hello, IK here. Welcome to Composition Part 3. Title, Add New Post. Add New Post. You look at here, title, changes on event on change every time, and re-rendering only of input and content box. Not all add new post component. Now, when I push save post, look at behind this title, what would be happen after this? Save post. What happened after this row? At first, re-rendering a post list. Re-rendering post list. First, re-rendering post list means that we have a 3 posts as before, as actual state, and the pending type was dispatch, and after that fulfilled. And you look at 4 posts we have fulfilled, but after fulfilled we have, and the status succeed, we have post excerpt re-rendered 4 times. Post excerpt re-rendering 4 times because we have changes post in post list. We have one post more. Again, refresh. I delete now again, delete. Okay, now I have 2 posts. Refresh. Here it is, 2 posts. We have add post form rendering, post list rendered, and up rendered. That post list rendered the initial state. When was initial state? Initial rendering post list. And that initial rendering means initial post is empty array, status idle, error null. After that, component was mounted, call use effect start dispatch, tag function, fetch post, and again, fetch post, send action type pending, what means waiting, nothing coming from server, box server, it means, but changes loading, and that changes of loading induce rendering, re-rendering of post list. And post list re-rendered second time, and after action type pending, we have action type fulfilled, coming two posts from a mock server. Here it is. Loading status changes in succeeded. What is in logic permit to render it post excerpt. There is a post and there is a status succeeded. Logic said post excerpt now can be. It is 3 times rendering of post list. Now I add a new post. It is visible here. Every my type means on change, and that on change activate a title on change function, and we have visible now that every our typing is visible. And now look at what would happen below title when I push save post, push save post. And after title, it is here, we have a re-rendering post list. How? Because of loading, changing status, loading, and the use selector, who is connected to that changes of status, activate rendering. Of course, we have also every time after initial rendering, we have an event component was mounted. But component was mounted, a call use effect. But because of logic that status must be idle, there is nothing happened from use effect. But happened re-rendered is activate by use selector. Use selector activate re-rendering post list because status changes to loading. This post is, we have two posts in during action type pending. We have post as we have post two. Pending action means loading status and error is null. It is first rendering, and second rendering is fulfilled. When happen action fulfilled, we have 3 posts. It means by a use selector who listen Redux reducer what happened. Immediately when changes is, immediately activate re-rendering post list, and status changes to succeeded. It is by logic, what we create logic, permit that logic, now it is permit to render it post excerpt, because we have 3 posts, changes in post. Was 2, now was have 3 posts. And post by post, 3 times rendered post excerpt. Rendered post excerpt. It's all for this video. In the next video, I spoke about delete. Here it is important to say that add write title and the save post means dispatch add new post function, and dispatch add new post add new post function means that our title and content would be by asynchronous request post. This would be asynchronous request post sent to mock server. Mock server received title and content, and by software, what is not interested to how, update existing post in mock server. It means add, push new post to array, and that moment give ID and response, if all is okay, response data to our request with ID, title, and content. Response, what we send to mock server, title and content of new post, but now response data have ID of that title and content. And it would be dispatched by tongue function, dispatch like action fulfilled type, dispatch to Redux reducer, and in input of reducer, we have action type fulfilled, we have that new post, and in input of reducer, we have copy of actual state, interested for us properties posts, and action and existing properties posts would be interact and create a new state, new actual state, copy and action, and new actual state. It means we don't touch existing actual state. We produce new by action and post, copy of post. State post is object, but for action is interesting only properties post, array. And immediately when a change is old actual state to new actual state, use selector hook, register it in our post variable in post list, and use selector immediately induce re-rendering of our post list. We have here two times rendering post list, two times. Both times happened component was mounted. But there is no effect because in logic, use effect is called, but in logic, status is not equal idle, but equal loading, and after that succeeded. Okay, after that succeeded. We can look at, here is a post list, and look at logic. Status loading, content would be loading. Status succeeded, we have a post map. And post excerpt here, it is would be created a post list. It means every post would be how many posts, so many rendering of post excerpt. It is logic. And use effect. Use effect is called, but status must be idle to dispatch. We don't need dispatch fetch post because we dispatched a new post. And use event component was mounted is not important because there is no effect. Okay, and effect is from post list, here it is. Effect is from use selector status. At first pending type, it is status changes to loading, and the second time fulfilled, status changes, status is succeeded, and post changes from 2 post to 3 post. First rendering is induced by loading, and second changes status and changes post. And use selector immediately activate re-rendering. Of course, changes of post use a selector, and changes of status by use selector would not be, it don't mean 2 times rendering. No, it is only one rendering. And it is because there is algorithm about rendering. And that algorithm see that here we need only one rendering, even though changes post and changes status. We don't need for every of them separate rendering. There is, it is not, and that React algorithm can create it batch for rendering. Batch for rendering. It means create batch from post use selector and status use selector. That two changes go in batch to render only one time a post list. First, when we load it first time application, we have 3 times rendering of post list. Now, when we add the new post, we have 2 times, only 2 times rendering post list. First is a loading, status loading, and second is post is 3 post, and the status is succeeded. Who sent that action? Who sent it? It sent the tang function, where it is add post form. Here it is. Add post form. When we push button on click button, save post, we call on click called on save post click function. On save post click function is here. On save post click, it is we declare that variable equal asynchron arrow function. Logic can save. Where in body of that we have a try catch final structure for catch error, but and beside that we have set add request status to pending. It means cannot be more times send same post. That some push save button more times, no effect because of set add request status pending type. And after that, set add request status idle would be when process finished. But this is important. We await. Await means here we await result of dispatch. Add new post tang function. Send in parameter there is a title and content what we type. Unwrap is coming with Redux. It is would be unwrap promise if happened error. It is unwrap promise, and when don't happen error. but it is not important here. Here is important only about error. Okay, title, content, add new post, and after all is finished okay, we have set title empty, set content empty, set error right before null. But if there is error, we stay await and we see our title and content, that text we see in title and content field on the screen. Don't go forward our call, but awaiting here result. If all is okay, code go forward, set title, set content empty, set error, and our and here is a set add request title, and our add post form is ready for a new add new post. Add new post. Okay. Thank you for watching this video.